How's it going, guys? Hayden here from Alarm System Store, and today we're going to be doing a quick overview on the Flex IO sensor. This is a cellular sensor made by Alarm.com. And if you guys are unfamiliar with Alarm.com, they are a service provider for alarm systems, and this is basically a supplementary type product that they added a while back. It is a little bit of a niche product, so it only, fits in certain scenarios. You can't really use this to cover your front door, but if you have external places where you need a sensor or some kind of contact to let you know when something's going on, such as like a barn, a gate, things like that, especially outdoor applications. I've seen people use them on like toolboxes for trucks and things like that. And in those scenarios, this sensor actually works really well because it transmits via cellular directly to the Alarm.com app. So if you put this, on a barn, let's say somewhere on your property that's too far away to actually get a wire to or get a wireless sensor to, you can stick this out there, and if you have Alarm.com, or you can use these standalone as well, but if you have one of these Flex sensors on it, anytime that barn door is opened or the equipment's moved, whatever you have it attached to, it's going to send a notification directly to your phone through the app. So it can be very handy, although it is, like I said, a bit of a niche product, so not everybody's going to be interested in it. But for those of you who do need some sort of outdoor application or long-range application, this can be a lifesaver. A lot of construction companies have reached out about these particular devices as well for equipment on construction sites that need to be locked up. So basically what we're going to do today is I'm just going to pop it open, we're going to take a look at it. So first off, you do get a manual with it. You don't get physical manuals anymore, but you get a QR code that you can scan for the manual. But essentially, this is the sensor itself. So it is not small by any means. However, everything in here is designed to basically act as both a door contact. Like I mentioned, there are inputs on the bottom of this that we'll take a closer look at in a sec, and that allows different sensors to be attached to it. But whichever way you use it, basically this unit sends out a signal via a SIM card so that you can get a notification about it. So that is the sensor itself, and you do also get a pretty large reed switch with it. Let me get this little box opened here. It's got batteries in here as well. I'm not going to get those out, but here is the magnet. So as you can see, like I said, it's not a small device, but essentially this magnet and the sensor attach to a door or whatever the case might be, and it works exactly the same as a regular door contact. So when the magnet is close to this little spot right here on the side, I think you can use it on both sides actually, but anyway, whenever the magnet is close to the sensor in those locations, then it will close the reed switch and it will tell the sensor that it's good. But as soon as that door is opened or the magnet moves away from the sensor itself, it will prompt a notification directly to your phone. Now, the way these work, they actually have a subscription that you do have to pay for these because they are cellular. Basically, you're paying for the SIM card to send those signals out. But essentially, you have that subscription plan, and that allows you to get the Alarm.com app. Now, you can use these standalone, like I mentioned. If you do so, the service is a bit more expensive per Flex sensor that you have. However, if you do have an existing alarm system that uses Alarm.com, you can get a discount on the Flex IO sensor plans. So there is a little benefit in having an existing Alarm.com interactive plan. You'll also already have an app, and basically this just integrates to the app that you already have set up. You'll get a new set of notifications you can set up related to this device, and then you'll be good to go. Now, like I mentioned, this does have auxiliary inputs that you can use for additional sensors. So if you have a separate door contact you'd like to use, or if you want to use like a pull-apart type sensor, essentially you can pop this open. So it'll be kind of hard to see. I'll show a close-up, but essentially down in here below the battery compartment are the tops of your terminals where you can reach in to loosen and tighten the terminals, but essentially your wires will go in through the bottom here. That is also where you put the batteries, is this compartment. But essentially, if you decide that you want a secondary type of sensor to be monitored by this cellular sensor, then you can attach those here at the bottom and basically just give yourself more options. And like I mentioned, what you would most commonly use this for is either a different kind of door contact that might fit the application a little better, or the pull-apart type sensor. And if you're unfamiliar with pull-apart sensors, essentially they are exactly what they sound like. It's a sensor that has two pieces that when they are pulled apart, it triggers. So I've seen a lot of different varieties of them. We do carry one on the site that is a very simple model. Basically, it's got two prongs on one side and then like two male ends and then two female, and basically you just plug them right in, and anytime it's together it shows good, anytime it gets pulled apart it's open. But I've also seen fancier ones where it works similar to like a regular lock. Like you have a block that is the contact side of it, and then you have a chain that comes out basically with either a magnet or some sort of locking mechanism on it, and whenever it is plugged into the contact block, then it shows good. Whenever the chain or magnet or whatever they use is removed from that block, then it shows open. So you can use those to secure equipment, for example. So if you have things like tractors or trucks or whatever the case might be on a construction site, you can actually use pull-aparts to ensure that they don't move. You could use pull-aparts for residential things like lawnmowers, or if you have your own personal tractor, farmers, things like that. Essentially what I'm trying to say is there's a wide variety of applications you can use this for. Now, don't get me wrong, like I said, this is a niche product. It's not going to be ideal for everybody because not everybody has things like that they need to cover. So this is more to just bring attention to the people that might need it. And again, like I said, these are cellular, so they can be used anywhere that you can get a cellular signal. Now, like I mentioned, they are quite niche just because of that fact. You're not gonna find that everybody has a viable application for one of these sensors, but if you're interested in it, you can head on over to alarmsystemstore.com. We do have these. We also carry the service for them. If you want to use them standalone, like I mentioned, it is more expensive than if you have an existing alarm.com account with us. But for those of you that just have a few outdoor things that you want to cover and you don't need a residential alarm system or whatever the case might be, they're not terribly expensive to run, so head on over, send us a message, and we'll get you sorted out. And once again, this is the Flex.io cellular sensor, so if you have any interest in that whatsoever, head on over to alarmsystemstore.com. We have both this product as well as the service required to run it, whether that be standalone or if you have an existing alarm.com account with us. So just shoot us a message, let us know what you need, or you can just purchase it directly from the website. But that's going to do it for me. If you guys are on YouTube, give us a like and subscribe. If you don't mind, leave us a comment. Let us know what you would like to see in the next video. All right, catch you guys on the next one.